I mentioned on the last weekend Jiddu Krishnamurti. You remember that we watched a video of his, and Krishnamurti was probably maybe except for Socrates, one of the most annoying teachers in the history of mankind. His lectures say almost nothing. It's like he talked for 61 years, and he would always start with some question, some fundamental question, and then you would get excited as a seeker. Oh my God, Krishnamurti is going to say what the meaning of life is, and you become really intrigued. And then you are noticing that he's doing something really strange. He is using the question to turn it against the mind. All our thoughts, all our past, all our knowledge, all our confidence, all our escape routes, and so on and so on. And he negates. When I say negating meaning he uses the question to remove all our thoughts, and he keeps repeating the question, and he's leading you to somewhere while saying nothing, and at the end he asks, so have we answered the question, what is the meaning of life? And as a seeker, I remember I was driven crazy because he didn't answer the question, what was the meaning? He didn't say anything. And it took me many years to follow his mind, to understand what he's doing. I started reading more and more his dialogues, the internal dialogues, the ones that not the public, but to people who knew him for many years. And then I started realizing that the question and the answer were very different from the process that my mind expected. It was all about bringing you to a different state of your mind, to a different way of being, to a different perception. It was meant to open you up to life, to infinity, to the timeless. There was nothing, it was not a philosophy. So when we meet, and this is already starting to, when this is the third component of the method that we're going to talk about this afternoon. First of all, activating the urge for intimacy. Second is understanding the conditions for intimacy and tuning in, and then the third is starting with a question. And realizing that the question is going to unify us in the state of not knowing, that it's not meant to lead us to an answer, but its first power is to remove the past from our minds and hearts. So then the first thing that the question does is that it is like a huge projector that shows you all your automatic responses, reactions, all the thoughts that you have about it. all your resistances, all your concepts.
Oh my God.
The one who used it so beautifully, the principle of a question, was Ramana Maharishi. Ramana was promoting one question, but the principle was exactly the same. The question, who am I, is not meant to eventually lead you to an ultimate answer, because you will never know who you are. It's impossible to know who you are. But if you use the question, if you let it work on you, you work on your mind and your heart, it begins, first of all, a process of huge purification. It shows you all that you are not. All your illusions, your clinging, your identifications, your past, your memory. Because the answer is not something specific. It is when all else is gone. When all else is gone, when everything else is removed, there is the answer in your own being, in what has survived all this negation. So if two people or more, and by the way, of course, you can do it with yourself, but we are talking here about what can create the miracle of one heart, one mind. So if two or more people sit and they really want to passionately know, they know that they cannot really know in that sense, but they are really passionately want, and you have to ask questions in a very emotional way, not sentimental, but it means that it really engages you. You really need to know, you care about the question. Otherwise, you're just a philosopher or someone, a thinker. You are enjoying concepts, but we know that concepts do not satisfy us, right? They give us nothing. They leave us empty. They give us it's like junk food. They give us the feeling of fullness, while they actually rob us of our vitality. So you really want to know with your heart. You want to know. You need to know. Then we share already a common ground, a common interest. We want the same. We want to understand, to know. We care about it. And we know that it's not about showing off our knowledge, our certainty. We're going to fall into the question together. In the afternoon, you will try it. And it's really exciting. You sit together and you take a question like, what is love? Now, do we know what love is, you see? As soon as the question arises, immediately there are all those concepts and certain things that are our experiences that come up in response. But all these answers, they do not give us love. Right? Even if I talk now about 2 hours about love, but I'm not immersed in love, then what's the point of my teaching? You see? So what's the point in a question, in our answers, if they don't give us the real flower, not the fake one? So the first thing that we do with it is to expose all our thoughts, all our answers. Now it's not about insulting ourselves, because sometimes our ego gets really hurt. But I know I have really, really good answers. I can teach, I can write articles. But first of all, this gives you no true intimacy, because this immediately, as soon as you say that, you are here and everyone else is there. And the second is that you want to reach love in that is the shared experience, something that all of us at the same time can know, feel. Then it becomes something completely different. It's not just, oh yeah, I know what love is. It's we can really realize it, manifest it through the right process. So this is the first thing that questions do. They eliminate the past. So if you're not busy with your ego, you are happy to get rid of your past. You are happy to show all these ready-made answers and automatic reactions, and perhaps even your belief that you can never really reach love, that it's not possible to know, and so on and so on. Everything that comes up. Now, the more you do it, you keep on with the question. Slowly, the questionnaire begins to dissolve. You see? It's the one who is asking the question is basically what distances us from reality. So what the question does is to eliminate me, the questioner. It basically begins to dissolve the distance between me and reality. When I ask a question, I am the past, you see. I'm everything that I think, everything that I know, all of my certainties, or my quotes, and so on and so on. Remove that, what remains? So here are the powers of question. They, first of all, unite our minds and hearts. And then they open our mind and heart to a state of listening together. It's like we are antennas. We're saying, okay, now we don't know. We're opening up. We are ready to receive. We're not full, we're empty. The question is the proof. Then, what happens when 2 or 3 people are really empty and ready to receive with a question? This begins to attract the mystery, the cosmos, the cosmic intelligence. There is nothing more attractive than a questioning heart. That is really asking innocently, like a child. So then when you begin to ask in this spirit, you are really feeling the presence of the mystery around you. It is there. It is above your head. It is between you. It is the energy that wants to take you back home. It is the question is you're activating the force that wants to take you beyond. And that is why, the known cliche that the answer is in the question. Do you know this sentence? The answer is in the question. But what does it mean, the answer is in the question? That if you follow the question and you just let it take you, it will lead you to where it came from. So mysteriously, and if you ask what is love, at the depth of the question, love is. The power of love planted this question inside you because it wants you to look for it. Do you understand? It's a game of attraction. Remember what we said yesterday. It's so much about eroticism. It's this erotic attraction. It's the urge to merge. And the question wants you to merge, not to know. To become one with love, if this is the question. So it awakens the urge to merge. And you begin to feel this magnetic attraction. The question takes you to somewhere, and at the same time you attract cosmic energy. It's mutual. Both sides meet in the question. If you really ask like that, if you sit together, and this is the fascinating thing about question, it's the most powerful when more than one person asks it. When there is a sort of a group energy or a couple energy, the mysteriously the sum total of the minds and hearts creates a more powerful impact, and then it begins to activate our Kundalini. We need to understand that the power of Kundalini is not different from the urge to merge. What is Kundalini? It's this energy inside us that when we really want to return home, it it pulls us like towards the magnet. Upward. To merge. To unite. So if you're asking together with this level of innocence, engagement without expecting an answer, using the question to remove your past together and really meet between you and meet with the mystery, you will feel a different vibration taking over. This is it's like you're activating the question to begin to work on you. So that's what questions do. They don't answer you, they transform you. They simply begin to do something, to open you up, to clear away your illusion. And to bring you in. So when you understand that, this type of use of questions, you immediately understand why Krishnamurti never answered questions. Why he would always return the question to you. Not only to encourage you to think, but to make us understand that if I let the question become an active force, it takes me to a state of disappearing. Disappearing in the now, in reality, in life, and in true intimacy. At a certain point, if you are asking the question again and again, eventually all your mind is completely silent. It doesn't know anymore what to answer. It understands already. It's like we understand. We don't know. All our knowledge and certainties and concepts, they don't work. Then the minds and the hearts become really silent. And then slowly what begins to operate is this single intelligence. Like the mystery begins to activate a very different intelligence, a very different part in our mind that is actually the same. In which what I know and what you know is exactly the same. Isn't it when I said yesterday, that my greatest ecstasy in my work is when everyone understands one thing together. It's because that is the moment where it is obvious that the part in you that recognizes what I say is exactly the same part that speaks through this body. And it just recognizes itself. It knows, hey, I know you. How are you doing? Yeah. It's like we are managing to go beneath all the many differences between us. You have your own world, you come from your own experiences, you have your own story and feelings and wishes and hopes in your life and perspectives. And still, all these differences, they dissolve and we unify in a single knowing. That is what happens with a question when we use it to negate enough. Because when there is no past, the intelligence of the universe can begin to flow through our minds, flow through our hearts. So this is the last point, which is the creative dialogue. You remember we said creative dialogue is when you really give birth to something through your shared intention. It doesn't have to be creative like a new book, a new poem or whatever. Creative dialogue is like creating an insight, a new state of being, a new feeling, a new vibration.